TV. We are so excited to be broadcasting to you all live from Mary Emery Hall right here at the University of Cincinnati. This is our second official show and it is jam-packed with content. We've got so many things to talk about like music, movies, video games, and more. We have an exclusive interview with two representatives from UC's LGBTQ Center, and we're starting a brand new segment tonight that features a different four-paws dog each show. But before we get started, let's get a round of applause for our studio band, Misnomer. All right. I'm Joel Spencer, your host for the night, and without any further ado, let's get started. Please give a warm welcome to our first media correspondent, Adam Hesselbrock with music.
Hey guys, my name is Adam Hesselbrock, and I am your music correspondent for this week. Kesha recently released her new album, Rainbow, featuring Dolly Parton and the recreation of Can't Hold a Candle to You. Thomas Rhett also released his new album entitled Life Changes this month, which is basically an entire album dedicated to his wife. It dips into the pop genre with hits such as Craving You and Leave Right Now. Today, Demi Lovato released her newest album, Tell Me You Love Me. A couple of my favorites from the album are Sorry Not Sorry and You Don't Do It For Me Anymore, which gives a beautiful and raw sound. Miley Cyrus also released her new album today, Younger Now, which touches back on her country roots with a feature from Dolly Parton and the song Rainbow Land. We also have many more great album releases coming up from artists such as Taylor Swift, Kelly Clarkson, Pink, and Fall Out Boy. Midpoint Music Festival was last weekend, and we also have many other artists coming to the Cincinnati area this fall, such as Imagine Dragons, Foo Fighters, Regina Spektor, Janet Jackson, Kansas, and the B105 Country Music Festival. Walk the Moon was here recently at the Midpoint Music Festival, and they released their new song, One Foot, while they were here. Now, speaking of new music, what is some of your favorite music that's been released recently or that's coming out soon?
You know, over the summer, Calvin Harris released a new album called Funk Wave Bounces Part 1, and it's just a track that I've been obsessed with. I can't stop listening to it. It has about 10 songs on it, and they all just vary in different genre of music that they touch, and they all have different guests that appear on it as well. Just a really fantastic album that was put together. And Tyler, the Creator, as well, came out with a new album over the summer, and, you know, that's just another album that I can't get enough of.
Yeah, I would definitely say I really value artists that dip into different genres and show the talent that they have.
For sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Adam, for stopping by. In our next round of correspondence, we have Quinn Villarreal here with some movie reviews, and Alex Heil has an update on UC Esports. So let's give them a warm welcome as they join us right here on set.
How's it going? I'm Quinn, and this week I'll be covering Kingsman: The Golden Circle, which opened last weekend. First off, seeing this movie in theaters is definitely worth your time and money. The action scenes are high caliber, and the movie provides a fun atmosphere. While some of the jokes are hit or miss, the majority of the movie feels balanced in its comedy-action approach. If you've seen the first Kingman, you may feel a little underwhelmed because of the first movie's critical success, but the sequel is still worth watching. If you haven't seen the first movie, you'll still enjoy this one, but you might not appreciate some of the more emotional scenes. My only gripes with the movies are that it has a somewhat predictable plotline sometimes, its decrease in comedy compared to the first movie, and its misuse of some of the characters' roles. For example, Channing Tatum is in the film, but we never really get to see his potential unfold. Overall, the movie feels like a grown-up version of the Disney movie Spy Kids. If you're looking for a fun movie, I'd recommend seeing it, but if you're not in a hurry to get to the theater, you'd be fine waiting until the movie comes out on DVD. In horror movie news, Mother, starring Jennifer Lawrence, was subject to skeptical reviews, while Stephen King's remake of It has been raved about. Mother brought in over $13 million through its limited release opening weekend, while It opened to an astounding $372 million worldwide. If you're looking for a balance of comedy and horror, It is the way to go. So Joel, what are some movies that you're looking forward to?
You know, I've always been a huge Star Wars fan. Episode 8 that's coming out in December, The Last Jedi, just looks to be insane. I've heard rumors that it's not going to be like any of the other Star Wars movies. It might even be a little bit darker. So that's something that I'm really looking forward to see like how they switch up the Star Wars franchise.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. Star Wars comes out later this year, but if you're looking to find a new movie that's coming out soon, American Made, starring Tom Cruise, and Flatliners, starring Ellen Page, actually comes out tonight. So look forward for that.
All right. Well, there definitely are plenty of fantastic movies set to come out soon, so thanks for the update on that, Quinn. Alex, what do you have for us?
All right. Hey, I'm Alex Heil. I've got a video game update. University of Cincinnati League of Legends ranked team battled Virginia Tech. So far, they've won all 4 games in their series. Also on video games, UC Electronic Sports is announcing their very own UC Game Day for fellow gamers who are interested in meeting people face to face. They will be playing League of Legends, Dota, Rocket League, Overwatch, and other similar games. For more information about that event, take a look at our Facebook page, UC Esports, to stay up to date with announcements. If you're not sure what UC Esports is, I've got an interview with the UC Esports Vice President, Chad Baker, telling us what the club is all about.
Hi everyone, my name is Chad Baker. I'm a 4th year studying industrial management, and I'm Vice President of UC Esports. UC Esports is a community of casual and competitive video gamers. Our goal is to make sure that everyone and anyone who is interested in video games feels welcome. Whether you play a card game, fighting game, or game where real physics doesn't apply, we welcome all with open arms. The main reason our members join UC Esports is for the community aspect. Nowhere else can you go to a meeting on a Monday night and meet 15 new people and immediately become friends. Video games has the power to do just that, and our role as UC Esports is to help facilitate this.
So what are you guys interested in seeing games for UC Esports?
Popular at my house for a long time has been Rocket League. It's just one of those fun games that really anyone can play, and it's just so competitive in the professional world and just, you know, when you get a group of guys together to play.
I highly agree. I find this game to be especially easy for non-gamers to learn this game, get into the culture of gaming, so that way they don't feel ostracized for just not knowing how to play any kind of competitive game.
I'm definitely curious to see what UC Esports does with the new Nintendo Switch that launched a little while ago, since it's marketed as a portable gaming system, and so I feel like a lot of people want to bring it over and just join a league.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, great. Thank you so much, guys. We are going to take a quick break, but when we get back, we'll have more UC updates and an interview with the LGBTQ Center. Until then, please enjoy this Bearcast recap from our back-to-school concert at U Square. Stay tuned. Well, welcome back to BTV. I'm your host, Joel Spencer, and in the studio now we have Lauren Lisco with a look at the upcoming week on UC's campus. Lauren?
Hi guys, I'm Lauren Lisco, and on this segment we'll be keeping you updated on what's happening here at the University of Cincinnati and some cool things for you to do on campus. On Sunday, October 1st from 7 to 10, the second annual Bearcat Dash and Bash will be held. The course will take you throughout UC and finish in Nippert. After the run, participants will be able to enjoy free live music, free food, beer, and soft drinks from a wide variety of vendors. Next week, Sigma Chi fraternity will be hosting their Derby Days. The money they raise next week will go towards the Huntsman Cancer Foundation. On October 1st, they'll be having a Chipotle fundraiser, and 50% of your order will go toward the foundation. On the 4th, a Sigma Chi will be shaving his head if they reach their fundraising goal. Thursday, October 5th, there will be a Student Government Academic Affairs Committee meeting from 7 to 8 in TUC 411. This is a great way to get involved and have a voice in some changes on campus. On Tuesday, October 3rd, there'll be a Safe Zone training in TUC room 400B from 12 to 2. This is a great way to get educated about the LGBTQ awareness and ally training. And on October 4th, BWUC will be having a blood pressure screening from 11 to 1 in TUC room 399, and walk-ins are welcome. And on Friday, October 6th, from 9 to 1, Project Heal will be hosting a bake sale, and they'll be selling home-baked goods and hot chocolate. The money they raise will go towards treatment with people with eating disorders.
Well, thank you so much, Lauren. You know, it sure does seem like a busy week coming up here on campus. Well, folks, we have reached our main feature for the night. We have a BTV exclusive interview coming up right now with representatives from the University of Cincinnati's LGBTQ Center. So please give a warm welcome to Amy Schlag and Jason Douglas. So first off, thank you both for being here. So just to kind of start off, you know, just introduce yourselves, you know, and what your role is with the organization.
So I am Amy Schlag. I'm the director of the LGBTQ Center. I've been here for about a year and a half at UC. And Jason just joined us a little bit ago.
Hi, thank you so much for having us. My name is Jason Douglas, and I'm the program coordinator here at the LGBTQ Center at UC. So grateful to be here, and I've been here about 2 months.
And the two of us try and keep things going together, just try to keep things moving. It's always hectic, always busy. So we just try to make sure everything gets done on a regular basis.
Well, that's awesome. So speaking about getting things done on a regular basis, you know, what is your kind of mission statement or goal here at UC?
One of the things we really kind of think about is we've got a campus with 40,000 students on it, and so we want to make sure that all the students on campus are nurtured, welcome, safe, but we particularly work with LGBTQ students to make sure that we're providing resources, advocacy, education, resources, anything they feel like they need to make sure that their time here at UC is one in which they feel really welcomed at the university. They feel like they have access to everything they need to succeed, and that we're taking care of any kind of difficulties that kind of come up for them in their lives, as they certainly have unique challenges that they face during their time here at UC.
Well, that sounds great. You know, what can students kind of expect when going in to visit you guys, and where are you located on campus?
Well, I think you can kind of expect from the moment that you walk into the door that you're just going to be hit with welcoming students, people saying hi, hello to you, telling you what's going on for the day. Like tonight we have drag bingo going on and a bunch of other different activities. Maybe you might walk into a support group, tons of different opportunities.
That's awesome. With all those opportunities, I'm sure you get a wide variety of students from on campus. So talk about your group. You know, who makes up your group, and is it diverse at all, or just give us a little.
Amy, do you want to take that one?
Yeah, we're pretty diverse, pretty unique. I'd say, most of the students that visit the center tend to be students in their first couple of years, although we do have some students who are in their last years at UC. Racially, certainly, there is a wide divide of students kind of across just about any kind of ethnic group you can think of. We have international students that are part of our center. We have just about any major you can think of that's part of the center. We have students that are unique pretty much in what they like, what they're interested in, what their hobbies are. So it's a really kind of unique blend of students. But I think we get a really good sampling of what UC looks like in the LGBTQ Center.
Gotcha. So with the LGBTQ Center, there are people that aren't involved in that community. What kind of advice do you have for someone outside of the community that's looking to become an ally to the LGBTQ?
I think there's a ton of opportunities that students can take advantage of. I mean, we have tons of student leaders on campus, so whether you're an RA in your residence hall, whether that may be an opportunity to become safe zone trained, talking about getting your residents safe zone trained. Maybe that might be how you can facilitate a peer group. Maybe that might mean you stepping in front of the LGBTQ center, coming in, finding out how can I get involved, joining a support group, finding out how you can incorporate some of the things that we're doing in your center in some of your academic courses.
That's awesome. I think that there are students that would love to come to the LGBTQ Center, but maybe aren't sure about coming. What kind of advice do you have to someone who might be struggling to identify with who they are?
I would say it's okay to realize you're in the struggle and be really kind and patient with yourself. We know right now that about the average age someone starts to figure out what their sexual orientation is about 10 years old. And when you figure out that you might be LGBTQ, that can be a moment of a little bit of difference. But the average age people come out is right now is about 17 or 18 years old. So you've got this about 7 or 8 year period where you're trying to figure things out for yourself. And that can be a really tough period. So be kind to yourself. And when you feel like I'm starting to understand who I am, take it slow. Make friends, build community. The LGBTQ Center, you don't necessarily have to be LGBT to come in. We have people from anything. So I think what you want to do is start just asking yourself questions, start taking small steps, start building support around yourself. Sometimes you're going to have a fantastic experience coming out. It's going to be wonderful. Sometimes there might be some difficulty. So I think if you can start building a community, making friends, building support, getting into a support group, maybe working with CAPS and the counselors at CAPS, so that as you're going through this process, you're really fully supported in what's going on, I think the easier it's going to be.
Jason, do you have any advice for anyone struggling to come out?
Yeah, we have a robust resource center. So if you're coming to our center and you want to get resources, whether that be linking you with someone in CAPS, might be linking you with somebody, maybe something's going on in your residence hall, that might be an opportunity for us to connect you with those folks there. So like we said, we have a very robust resource center, so tons of resources. I could go down a whole list, but feel free to stop in anytime, and we try to keep our doors open as much as possible.
That sounds wonderful. And, you did mention that when individuals reach, their later teens, 17 and 18, is kind of when they do start realizing who they are and coming out. And that's kind of the perfect age going into college.
Right.
So with your center here on campus, what kind of events do you have coming up, or have you had in the past that, you've invited these students to?
Well, certainly when you're talking about coming out, October the 11th is National Coming Out Day, so we'll be out on McMicken with all kinds of opportunities for people to come out and be a part of things. And LGBTQ History Month is October, so there couldn't be a better day for us to be here. So we'll pretty much have something going on almost every day of the month for October.
Oh, wow.
From the first day, we have a full day with esteemed lecturer Sarah Schulman, who was very active in early AIDS research work and ACT UP. And that night we'll have queer poets of color, so that'll be fun. We'll have transgender pool parties. We'll have rock climbing walls. We'll have, if you name it, we'll have it. And we'll end up in November with an Interfaith Social Justice Week. So if you check out the calendar, there's pretty much something happening every day, from movies to films to food to good stuff.
That's awesome. It sure does seem like there is a lot coming out. And I just wanted to thank you both, once again, Amy and Jason, for your time today. You mentioned earlier that you two have drag bingo to get to tonight.
We do.
So enjoy that. Send our best regards right here at BTV.
We'll sashay away.
Of course. All right. We are about to take our final break of the night, but when we come back, we have 2 brand new segments that we are excited to introduce. Until then, please enjoy this Bearcast recap of Live on Shortvine, our annual music festival. See you soon. going to jump right into things. Please, studio audience, give a warm welcome to Emily Wilhelm from the News Record, who is here with the News Record update.
Thanks, Joel. I'm Emily Wilhelm, here for the News Record segment of Bearcast TV. Each year, the University of Cincinnati's admittance rate rises, and more students means more student housing. A new housing project is said to be coming in August of 2019. Real estate developer Tridios Ventures says they plan to turn Deaconess Hospital into student housing. CEO Brad Bennett says he's interested in UC because of its growing enrollment numbers. UC admitted more than 45,000 students this semester. Director of Housing, Cara Dizio, says the plan is very exciting for UC students.
Anytime there's new development I think it's exciting because it helps improve the conditions around the university. We're in an old neighborhood, and there's a number of older facilities in there. So a new facility naturally brings modern amenities, current safety and security devices and standards, and that really helps support our student community that's out there. We want to see them in safe facilities. We want to see them in modern facilities. That mirrors what we're doing on campus with our continued renovations and our continued partnerships. You know, we only look for modern facilities for our undergraduate students to make sure we've got a nice program from start to finish.
One new plan is already up and running in Cincinnati. If you're looking for street parking this weekend, no meter costs went up. Rates are up 25 cents around the city of Cincinnati and in Clifton. This is the first meter increase since 2010. However, if you park on campus, have no fear. Campus meter costs stayed the same. Also here on campus, people are raving about UC's new safety app, Bearcat Guardian. Reporter Alberto Jones has the details.
Many students worry about crime on campus. Now, there's an app for that. It's called the Bearcat Guardian, an app that turns your phone into a safety device. The app features several tools like a safety timer, emergency call button, and a way to submit anonymous tips to UC police. We caught up with Caroline Beller, a third-year electronic media major. She hadn't heard of the app, but plans to use it.
When I'm walking home from work, I have to walk by myself a lot. I have to go through some alleys, and this would be perfect to just like hold down on the timer until I'm to my car from work.
Caroline says the app could lower crime rates and make students feel safer. Department of Public Safety Public Information Officer Kelly Cantwell agrees.
I think that any tool we can give students, faculty, and staff that will keep them safer is a tool worth having.
You can download the app through the App Store or Google Play. For Bearcats News, Alberto Jones.
Thanks, Alberto. Now for Bearcat Sports News with David Wysong. David?
In their previous game on September 23rd, Cincinnati Bearcats fell to the Navy Midshipmen 42-32. 3 days removed from the loss, head coach Luke Fickle called it a humbling experience, but said nobody is satisfied with their record that now sits at 2-2.
I'm never satisfied with where we are. I don't know what people you guys talk to. I mean, again, we live in a bubble under a rock with a lot of the things that we do, and the biggest thing that is changing the expectation and changing the mindset. So nobody's happy with where they are. Nobody's satisfied with where they are. Are we focused on the progress that we're making? Are we looking at those little things? You know, it wasn't as easy to pull out some things to show and talk about as a team maybe. But really, when you dive down into it, yeah, there's a lot of positive things we take from last week, and making sure the guys understand the progress and the things we're doing. The end result is not it, but the progress and the things that we're doing are what we're really truly going to dive into to figure out. Now, where we are and what's the record? That's not what we expect, not what we want. But nonetheless, we know we got to be prepared for adversity.
Cincinnati now has to focus on Marshall as they return home for the first time since August 31st. Marshall is 2-1 on the season, with one of their wins coming against a team that Cincinnati has also beaten, the Miami Redhawks.
You can learn a lot and watch them play everything. And Miami, in a sense, that you'll see some of the similar things that we do defensively, compared to with some of the guys that obviously we've played against them, so know exactly what kind of talent level and skill level that guys have. But in the things that you don't know, they've only played 3 games, are coming off a bye week. you gotta dive a little bit, dig a little bit deeper. And sometimes it means you gotta go back into last year and just take a peek. And when you only got a 3-game breakdown and there's not as much footage there. Maybe there's only 8 plays in the red zone, inside the 12-yard line. So there's some other things that we got to go dig in and dive for, which we'll do.
Cincinnati plays Marshall at 7 p.m. on Saturday at Nippert Stadium. Follow along at newsrecord.org and on Twitter at sports_PNR. For the News Record, I'm David Weissong.
Our last story may be all fluff, but it sheds light on a very special organization here at UC. Good girl, Bliss. Sometimes a dog is not only a best friend, but a caregiver too. 4Paws for Ability is a non-profit organization that trains and socializes service dogs to help disabled children. It's entering its 2nd year here at UC and is quickly growing. University of Cincinnati senior Sky Wilson is the president of the organization here at UC and was there from the start to watch it grow.
It takes a lot of responsibility and time and patience. It's not just, going to a monthly meeting or going to a social event or something like that. We serve a greater purpose, and it plays a huge, huge role in people's lives.
Wilson says through watching these special pups find their purpose, she's found hers too. For Bearcast TV, I'm Emily Wilhelm.
Thanks, Emily. Our next guests come directly from the 4Paws organization. Welcome to the studio, Claire and her foster dog, Candle. So, Claire, welcome, first of all. But tell us about Candle. How old is she and what breed is she?
Candle is 9 months old and she's a golden retriever.
All right. So, 4Paws is a great organization here on UC. We just saw a little bit about them. How did you hear about 4Paws and actually get involved?
Well, I'm actually originally from Xenia, Ohio, which is where 4Paws is from. So growing up, I saw a lot about their dogs. I saw them all over the area. So when coming to college and I heard that they were making a club, I decided to put my application in as a babysitter.
Oh, that's awesome. So, as great as it is to have a dog, there are some challenges that come along with that as well. What have been some of those challenges that you've faced while having a dog here at college?
Well, UC's been really great about our program. They've been really accepting of it. Mostly the problems that I've had are with public access issues, where I've been denied access for having a dog with me. And at that time, I like to just try to educate the person about ADA laws, so somebody with the service dog eventually, hopefully, will not have to deal with those issues that I did.
That's great. Now, there are those challenges, but there are also a lot of good times as well that come with having a dog. What have been some of your favorite memories that you've made so far with Candle?
Some of my favorite memories have just been taking her to classes with me has been great. She really is a de-stressor. Being able to go through the math exam and be able to pet a dog while there has been great. And so she's just been really good at keeping me calm, keeping everybody in the class calm as well. People love her.
Do you have any advice for students that are looking to get involved with 4Paws?
Well, definitely check us out on Campus Link. That's where you can get all of our updates about when our club meetings are, and you can just become a general body member or even potentially look into fostering or babysitting like I have.
Well, that was great. Thank you again, and thank you for bringing Candle, just for coming on. We really appreciate it. So, it's always a pleasure, to have 4Paws on with us, which is why we will be showcasing a different 4Paws dog with their foster every show from here on out. So make sure that you all tune in to our upcoming shows to learn more about the pups you keep seeing around campus. Now, at the top of the show, I introduced our studio band Misnomer, and they've been absolutely killing it tonight in between breaks. Now performing their original song, Wildflower, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Misnomer. Thank you guys. Definitely be on the lookout for Misnomer over the next month as they perform at Yesterday's on Friday, October 13th and Friday, October 27th with Silmar. And also be sure to check them out on Twitter, Facebook, at Misnomer Music, and check out their website, misnomermusic.com, to view their just released award-winning music video for Public Access Preacher.
Yeah, Randy directed that too, by the way. If you can hear me.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for tuning in tonight. None of this would be possible without your support here in the studio audience and you at home. I just wanted to give a huge shout out to our crew for rocking it tonight. Thank you to all of our media correspondents, Lauren Lisco, our guests Amy Schlag, Jason Douglas, Emily Wilhelm, Claire Ann Candle, and once again our studio band, Misnomer. The biggest shout out of the night goes to our amazing director, so please, studio audience, give a round of applause for Stephanie Simon. That's all we have for you tonight, folks. Be sure to check back in towards the end of October for our next show. But until next time, I'm Joel Spencer, and this has been BTV. Have a great night.